First I'm going to prime my eyes with my Flash palette, and I'm going to take this corally shade here. I don't have anything quite like this, and this was the perfect colour that I wanted. So I'm going to take a bit of the cream and just add that in the inner corners. Look at the intensity, it's such a nice colour. So good for spring. So I'm going to add that in the inner corners only. I'm also going to add a little bit on the under eyes too. Now I'm going to want to set that, so I'm going to go into Rebirth, my Venus palette, and it is the only real powder version of this colour that I own, so this is what I'm using. So I'm just going to take that and set over the colour, and it's slightly darker but it's close enough. And then I'm just going to take a clean blender and just blend that out here and up as well. Okay, so now I'm going to work on the rest of the eye, so I'm going to use a few of the shades from this palette that I've created from MAC. So here we have Malt, this one's Quarry, and this is either Blackberry or Cranberry, I never ever remember. One day I'll look on the back of there. But I'm going to begin with Malt, and I'm going to apply that all over the lid, up into the crease, just as my base colour. And obviously I'm not going over the orange with it. Coral. Now I'm going to go into some of Quarry, and this is just going to go into the crease, and it's going to go up to the orange. No further. Today's brows though, like fleek. They're darker than normal and I'm loving it. Then I'm going to go into that darker purple shade. These are much more wearable purples than, let's say, like a bright sugar pill purple. So I'm going to add that now into the outer crease. Just blend that along. And just add it on the outer lid as well, just blend that to deepen and add some more definition and depth. For the final bit of depth, I'm going to use my Gwen Stefani palette and go into some of Punk, and this is like a really, really dark burgundy browny purple, and it's perfect for this. So this is going to go right into that crease in the outer corner, and it's very intense, so I'm not going to put much. And then I'm going to use a nice clean fluffy brush and just blend that. Right, so I was going to add a nice shine to the centre of the lid, so I'm going to use Floof eyeshadow from MAC, one of my all-time favourite MAC shadows. It's so underrated and it's beautiful. And right in this space here, between where the orange and the dark colour is, I'm just going to add some of this. Just wipe the brush off on my hand so there's not much product, and then just use it to blend each side a bit softer. But I want that intensity right in the centre. Now you might lose a little bit of the pigmentation of your corally colour, but I'm going to add some more of that anyway, just to make sure it's really bright before I put glitter on. Okay, so I'm going to use that same Floof eyeshadow again, and I'm going to add that as my highlight. So right under the brow. These brows, they're so on point. I'm so much better at eyebrows than I used to be, and that just proves that practice makes perfect, especially with makeup, you know. If you think you're really bad at something and you'll never be able to do it, don't give up, just keep trying, keep putting it on your face. It may look bad at first, but eventually you'll get better. Okay, so I'm going to go into that dark purple again just once more. I'm just going to take that through and make sure it's blended into the highlight, because we've lost some of that colour, you see, with the Floof colour. We've lost a bit of that matte finish and the intensity and stuff, so and it's going to make both highlights really stand out even more because it's a dark shade. Okay, so back to this coral colour, and I'm going to re-intensify that inner corner just in case we've lost any of that saturation, like the brightness of it. So now it's time for a wing, and I'm using my Eve Pearl pen liner. So I'm going to take it quite far in, but when we get to this bit here, I'm going to make it a lot thinner because I'm going to add some glitter and I really want that to show and not be covered by liner and such. So I'm going to just thin that out a lot. Basically the darkness for this look is all on the outer corner with that purple colour. Okay, so now I've put the liner on, it's relatively even. This one is thicker than this one, but whatever, it just happens that way, right? So I'm going to add some glitter, and I'm going to use my Lit Glitter base, and this is Solar Blast glitter, and as you can see it goes so well with that inner corner colour. Because I'm going to dip my brush into that mixture and take the excess off, and then I'm just going to pat it onto that inner corner. I'm going to dip into this neon glitter. It's so nice. Whoa. I love it. I'm dying. Lip make the best glitters. They really do. Okay, so I'm going to finish up the under eye. So I'm going to take some of Quarry under there to begin with. And that's just going to go right here. I don't know whether to put glitter underneath as well. I think I might. And then I'm going to take this one. I'm going to focus it mainly in the outer corner, but I want it along the lash line because it's going to make my eyes look like I have thicker eyelashes. I'm also going to take that Gwen Stefani palette again because I just want to deepen up the outer corners. I feel like the eyes are very obviously inner corner heavy, so I'm just going to put a little bit on each side. But I'm not going to go past this central panel that's got the light colour on. Next I'm going to tightline my my upper waterline, and I'm using a black gel liner and a small brush from e.l.f. I'm doing this because I hate that skin tone colour that you can see when you've got a nice big black wing on your eyes. You don't really want that peeking through, it kind of ruins the effect. So next I'm going to curl my lashes and add some mascara, and obviously I'm using Clinique High Impact because it's my favourite. It really separates all those lashes out. Don't like really clumpy mascaras that make me have like 3 eyelashes. Before I put mascara on the bottom, I'm going to use a nude eyeliner, and this is from the Balm. I never know how I'm meant to stop these going muddy, like mixing with everything else. Even if I wipe my waterline off with a Q-tip, I still end up getting product in this nude colour. And it really annoys me, so if you've got any tips, please leave them in the comments, it would be really helpful. As a final step before I add the mascara, I can't speak, the mascara on the bottom, I'm going to go into Punk again. Focus from the Gwen palette. I'm going to take it on a tiny little brush. This is actually the accent brush from Real Techniques. And I'm going to go directly along that lash line. And you'll see instantly how that really makes the eyeliner stand out a lot more. See that waterline? It's just so much brighter instantly. I'm just going to add some falsies. And finally I'm going to add a load of mascara to the bottom. And then hopefully that's eyes done. But I mean a load, like a lot. Final step for the eyes, I promise. I'm just going to go over any of that lash glue with my liner. Okay, so we're going to move on to the skin now. I'm going to conceal my under eyes to begin with. So I'm going to add quite a nice amount because this is quite a dramatic, heavy look, and I am going on a night out, so I want to look flawless. And I'm just going to blend that in with my Real Techniques sponge. I've decided to put a bit of glitter on under here as well, so let's do it. Okay, so let's resume. I'm going to use my face powder on a foundation brush and just set my under eyes. I'm going to set around my T-zone as well. And over my spots, because they're disgusting. We don't want to see them tonight. Then I'm just going to use a big powder brush and take this over the rest of the skin. And just make sure there's no powder sitting on the surface. At the minute I'm looking very flat and bleh, so we need some contour and some colour on this ghost face of mine. So this is the Freedom Strobe palette and I love it so much. It's amazing. So I'm going to go in with this lighter colour here because it's what suits me better, but I might use a little bit of the more orangey one just because we've got some warmth on the eyes as well. So let's go. I like this one because it's not really dark and it's so good for pale skin tones. It looks really natural of a contour as opposed to like lines you've really drawn on your skin, which some darker ones for pale skin tones really can look very obvious. So the reason I really like this one is because it's quite ashy in colour. The ashier colours look a lot better on me, which is why I do ashier eyebrows and ashier contour. I just feel like it looks a lot better on me and a lot less fake and more natural. And I'm also going to take it down the sides of my nose as I do. And this is actually really good for contouring your nose with, because you cannot tell, like, can you even see that I really have that on? You really can't. Like, if you didn't know that I've contoured my nose, you might actually think that that is my nose. I'm also going to take some on this underneath part of my nose to make it look more piggish and upturned. The dream nose. And then I'm going to take my powder brush and I'm just going to go over. Okay, so I'm also going to lightly warm up the skin and use my chocolate bronzer, because obviously those eyes are very bright and orangey and we don't want to look too bare. So I'm just going to add some of that on the high point of the face. So next we're going to do our blush, and I think I need a peachy colour, so this is what I'm going to use. It's Peachy Keen from e.l.f. and these are really nice. They're comparable to the NARS blushes. Like, look at the packaging. It's NARS, right? I like to use quite a fluffy brush for my blusher just because I don't like it to go on really in a big blob. I like it to be really feathered out and natural looking, so that's why I like to use a more fluffy and big brush to brush to disperse the product a lot easier. So I'm going to smile, I'm going to add that on the apples of my cheeks, and then I'm just going to bring it slightly back. So finally for the skin I'm going to highlight, and you might think this is a bit of a weird choice, but I'm going to use that Floof eyeshadow colour that I used on my highlight up here, even though I've already got the glow. Like, look at that. Okay, so I'm going to just take that, and I'm going to make a C motion, so it's going to go up here. Hey, Enzo. And I'm going to take some on the very tip of my nose, but a little bit higher up, because obviously we created that contour. And a little bit here on the bridge. I don't know why, I just do. And some on the Cupid's bow too. I'm also going to take a little bit slightly above the eyebrow. I don't know why, I've just started doing this. I have 3 that I was hoping to use, and these are all by Black Moon Cosmetics. I have Harvest, Libra and Celine. So I decided to use a colour that's going to match this outer purpley kind of colour, so I'm going to use Celine. And this has got a nice sheen to it as well. I've never used these kind of formulas before, so I'm excited. You know, that kind of whipped colour, whipped texture. This feels really nice. This is gorgeous, this colour. Because it's quite shimmery, I'm not going to overdraw too much because it will be clockable. I'm 100% absolutely in love with this. Oh my god, this colour. But I feel like after putting this on, I need a little bit more saturation on this outer corner. I'm going to use my Sugar Pill palette. I'm going to mix a little bit of these two just to make that more burgundy maroon purpley colour. But I definitely want that saturation a little bit higher. So I'm not going to put much on at all. It's not going to be like bright purple or anything. And it's only going to be in this outer corner really, so I'm just going to use Fix Plus. I'm really running low. Sad. So this is the final look. I absolutely adore it. This glitter and this lip, I love. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.